The water temple from Ocarina of Time has been one of, if not the most hated parts of not only Ocarina of Time, but possibly the entire Zelda franchise. And fast forward 25 years, and Tears of the Kingdom's water temple was also quite hated on for some reason. Ocarina's water temple is too hard. Tears of the Kingdom's water temple is too stupid easy. What do you want? I swear there is no pleasing some people. And what I have to say about this is shut up. These two dungeons in the Zelda series are so unfairly hated on for no good reason, and I'm sick of hearing it. And in this video, I want to look at these two dungeons and turn the negativity around to show you why they are, in fact, dare I say, good. I'm Mr. Z, and this is Zelda Discussions. Let's get into it. Way back in the 1900s, when Ocarina of Time was first released, 3D graphics were the hot new thing, and Ocarina of Time, released for the N64, was the very first Zelda game to be set in a 3D environment. This naturally forced people to think differently than in any of the games that came before. So gamers in the 90s would for sure have a bit of a harder time with the new ways of thinking, especially when it came to the water temple's vertical structure and water level manipulation mechanics. So I can definitely understand where people are coming from. If this was still the 90s. 3D gaming has been mainstream for over 20 years now, and so thinking vertically is not really a foreign concept anymore. Plus, if you understand how everything connects to each other, it makes the experience a cakewalk. The key to the water temple is just to explore. If you simply charge through, opening every locked door you see, when you see it, you're going to have to backtrack and find the keys you missed previously. But if you calm down and resist the urge to open that succulent, tempting, voluptuous locked door, and instead explore every possible path you haven't tried up until that point, you will do just fine. This is honestly fantastic dungeon design. It rewards delaying your gratification, and you feel smart when you realize grabbing that extra key was actually the right move. Another thing I hear complaints about is the path under the floating block in the middle tower room. This hidden path is such a clever puzzle. Again, this plays into the necessity of exploration. You see a change in the room, so you should check it out. And don't give me that crap that it's cheap and non-visible, because it's clearly, though not flamboyantly, shown off in the cutscene that plays when you raise the water. And the fact that they make it a point to show it off so obviously in the 3DS version as a way to say, isn't helpful, it's just condescending. And I, for one, don't appreciate being treated like a moron. Furthermore, I feel complaining about the pausing to put on and take off the iron boots is such a lame criticism of the water temple. Sure, you will pause the game rather frequently in the N64 version to toggle your ability to sink or swim on and off. And yeah, it is nice to be able to push a button to adjust the boots. But is having to push one more button really that bad? And this criticism especially frustrates me because I don't hear anyone complaining about Link's Awakening nor the Oracle game's constant pausing every few minutes to swap out your items. Now, Tears of the Kingdom's water temple is kind of like Ocarina's water temple's polar opposite. It's quite short, and its puzzles aren't exactly mind-bending. And so I understand how, compared to the other dungeons in the game, this one feels a bit weak. But that doesn't and shouldn't mean it's automatically bad. Tears of the Kingdom's water temple actually uses the game's mechanics in its puzzle design really well. For example, one puzzle has a waterfall that would allow you to swim up to another section of the dungeon, but you can't because it's covered in sludge. Conveniently, there are few Zonai spears and water globule dispenser, so what you need to do is fuse the water ball to a spear and throw it at the sludge to dissipate it. It takes one of the game's central mechanics and has you use it to solve a puzzle. Other examples include using a hover stone to hold open a dam, and using Sight on Sage ability to walk through a wall of fire. Not to mention, it's the only mandatory area in the game that makes use of the absolutely awesome low gravity mechanic. Tears of the Kingdom's water temple, while simpler than the other dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom, and while I do wish it was longer and more extensive than it is, it's still a good time and has some really cool puzzles that make use of your surroundings and available materials. These dungeons are some of the most hated things I've seen in the Zelda community, and while I can understand to an extent people's frustration with them, I do feel they are a bit unwarranted. It feels more like people regurgitating the same statement over and over instead of real criticism. Thanks for watching this video. I'm sorry if I came off as dismissive or condescending. I just wanted to point out the things I feel these dungeons excelled at instead of harping on all the negative aspects. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe for more Zelda content from me. You guys are all appreciated and loved. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you dudes in the next one. See ya.